Hello, my name is Edward Davis. I'm a vertebrate paleontologist. I study extinct mammals, things like pronghorn antelope, which is why I call my channel Dr. Pronghorn's Make-Along Vlog. And if you know me, one of my big loves is automobiles. So today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of what I saw when I visited the Brothers Car Collection on May 1st, 2022. This is kind of a secretive car collection. There's not a lot known about the brothers who own it. And the only way to get in to see it is with by invitation. Essentially, you have to work with the car club. Our club was able to get in. We had to bring in 100 people and pay $15 each to be able to see the collection for 4 hours. There's several hundred cars on display, and there's a lot of American cars. You can find some other videos on YouTube of muscle cars from this collection, but I also thought that I would show some of the supercars and British cars. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I thought what we'd do is just go through and I'd show you the cars that I thought were interesting enough to take video of and then tell you why I thought they were cool. I got shots of the text they have for interpretation there. So if you want to, you can pause the video and read their interpretive text, but I'm just going to go through and tell you what I think. Let's see. This is a GTO. There are actually a lot of GTOs here. This is one of the ones I thought was pretty cool. They had it up front on a rotating stage, obviously, and this is a convertible with beautiful color. And you can see with the mirror just how gorgeous the undercarriage is. All the cars in this collection are extremely well curated. Some of them are restored, some of them are original. It's often hard to tell. There's a few cars that do have some patina. We were talking with some of the other folks about the GTOs with the tachometer on the hood. I see now this one has a tachometer on the hood. Not every one of them did, but this one does. It's a little bulb on the hood, so you can look out the front window, see the tachometer while you're driving, not have to look down at the dashboard. Of course, that tachometer is more important to you if you're driving a fast car than the speedometer is. This was the only Jeep they had in the exhibit. It's a cute little Willys. Oh, yeah. And there's several of these classic cars right at the beginning. 1920s, early full-fendered cars. These cars are really beautiful, but it's not the sort of thing I would want to work on or restore myself. Just beautiful attention to detail with the hood ornament. Oh, and a Bentley. I love that color. A lot of these older cars are black. This nice tan, it's very rich, beautiful color. Oh yeah, it's a De Tomaso, but not a Pantera. I don't know enough about De Tomosas to really recognize a lot of them, other than the Pantera. I could tell that it had Pantera lineage. Here you can see the interior, very utilitarian, but also beautiful. Oh yeah, and they had this early. I guess it's actually pretty late 2000 GT Toyota. Those are gorgeous cars also. I've only seen a few of them in person. And then this Camaro. I believe this was a special show car. It also has the hood tachometer, and then it has a special plexiglass cover over the intake. Oh yeah, a one-off GM styling car. Yep. So it wasn't something you could just buy. Oh, and then the Cuda. This is one of the ones with the shaker hood scoop. So the hood scoop's actually mounted to the engine. You can see my fingers peeking in there. Sorry about that. And so when you would have it idle, the hood scoop would actually shake. This is one of the Ferraris. It looks very sedate, but it's actually an extremely fast car for its time period. You can see some similar styling elements to the Aston Martins of that time period. Oh yeah, and I love these long-nose Ferraris. Yeah, there were a bunch of Ferraris at this collection. Like I said, most of the videos I've seen online have been focused on the muscle cars, of which there are many, but there's also a tremendous collection of European cars and supercars. Here's your rare yellow Ferrari. Oh, and then the Ferrari F40. That was the car to get when I was in high school. I remember playing video games with this car, and I had a poster of a Ferrari F40 on my wall. Yeah. Oh, my fingers are peeking in again. Sorry about that. Ferrari Enzo. Those are gorgeous cars too. Ferraris and Porsches. And of course, Bugattis. And not just one, but two Bugattis. And they're Bugattis, so they have to both be on turntables. The Bugattis are, not only are they beautiful cars, but they're also incredibly fast and incredibly quick. They put a lot of effort into styling and engineering on these cars. It's no wonder they are as expensive as they are. Oh, and I had to get an orange car. Of course, if you follow my channel, I've got an orange Jensen Healey. I love orange cars. Now, there were a lot of people who were really excited about this Jaguar. I hadn't heard of it before, but apparently it's a really important car from a Jaguar history perspective. I feel like I can see a lot of 90s styling elements in it, but it also has some pretty transcendent elements as well. Oh, and then there's a whole section on their Fords and Shelby's, because of course Shelby was involved in the GT40 project. And then they have several Shelby Cobras, more than I've ever seen in one place at one time. Shelby Cobras are interesting because they cross over between American muscle cars and British cars, so you'll see them at like the all British field meets, but you also see them at American muscle car shows. They're gorgeous cars too, elegant in their simplicity. And then there's a whole area just devoted to Corvettes. And they have two of those first year Corvettes. 1953, they got this one on the turntable. I love that detail that the exhaust comes out through that rear panel. All those first years were white with the red interior. That was the only option. And then just look at this. Look at all these Corvettes. That's an amazing collection of Corvettes. And, you know, if you were an automotive historian and trying to do research on these cars, this would be a great resource to just go and be able to compare those cars one to another. Yep, they had this demonstration motor. I sped it up so you can really see the valves moving. Yeah, one of 390s. So one of the things that you do get the impression of from this brothers collection is that the brothers, whoever they are really interested in small production cars where there are very few of them. This is one that only has, what did it say, 46 miles on it. They're also very interested in cars, extremely low mileage cars. Several extremely low mileage cars have been purchased and then parked. There you go. 76 on the odometer, if you can believe that. It's a gorgeous car. I wouldn't mind to have one of those Corvettes. That's the vintage I really like the most. Oh yeah, we got a few AMC cars. I just love the graphics on this one. Oh yeah, the Sst Trans Am Javelin. Red, white, and blue paint job. Oh yeah, and then the Rapid Transit System show car. This is a Plymouth, so this is a Mopar at this point. Those were some pretty outrageous cars, both in their graphics and in their drivetrain. Oh, and then the Gremlin X. What's cool about this is it has the same motor that my Jeep does. So this is the same AMC 304 V8 that I've got in the Jeep. I took some video here in part to help me understand what I should be looking at on the Jeep. It's like I'm missing that heat riser pipe amongst other things. Here's the interior of the V8 Gremlin. It's got the same 3-speed transmission too, I believe. Oh, and Super B. I love the Super B graphics. Now this is an orange one. This is one of 9 426 4-speeds. So, and it's got the pop-up hood scoop, so you could push a button on the dashboard and it would pop up a hood scoop, so the person you were lined up against a drag race wouldn't know you had a hood scoop until the very last second. Oh, and then the pistol grip shifter. It's all those details that just make those cars beautiful and desirable. I love this orange color too. The orange and white. It's like a creamsicle. Oh, so gorgeous. And here you can see that shaker hood scoop on this Challenger. I got the shaker logo inside where you can only see it when you got it on display opened up, but the whole hood scoop, here's another one, would shake with the engine idling. It looks really cool when the engines are going. And just so many. There's a 6-pack 440, a 426 Hemi, another Hemi. What a collection. Another Hemi. Yeah, I was just taking the line of all the hood scoops all the way down. And it just keeps going. Oh yeah, and this Dodge Charger right here actually looks a lot like the one from the movie Bullet. I think it's not. I think it's got more detail to it. Oh, and then those marker lights. I actually put those marker lights on my Jensen. So I got tired of the big bulky later model marker lights, so I bought some Dodge Charger marker lights, 68 ones, and put them on the Jensen. So if you look at my Jensen videos, you'll see that mod. Oh yeah, and then this is a race car right here. Look at that motor. Means business. That's a gorgeous Bronco. Again, orange and white. I love that color combination. Maybe it's because I went to Tennessee. Oh, and then this Shelby Mustang is actually a very similar color to the car that my parents had when I was growing up. It wasn't. They didn't have a Shelby. They just had a regular V8 Mustang, but it was that kind of yellow. I love the Shelbys that had the two fog lights mounted in the middle. They couldn't do that in every market. I think some markets it was illegal to have them mounted that close to the midline of the car. But some of them you see it that way. I think it's gorgeous. See, most Shelbys have those fog lights mounted further out to the side. the Shelby, the Cobra on the steering wheel. Oh, so beautiful. And Cobra on the side, the GT500. Oh yeah, this guy. Convertible. The Mercury Cougar side taillights. The taillights are from Mercury Cougar. And here's another Pantera, or Dentomosa. This one's a Pantera, which is of course what I'm more familiar with. Oh, and then they had a Tucker. I've only seen these a few times, so there's a whole movie about Tucker, and you know it's worth watching to learn more about the history. But they had as I understand it, a helicopter engine mounted in the rear. This is very unusual at the time. And then they also had several other safety modifications, or not modifications, but safety features inside the car that were kind of unheard of. Tuckers were built, I guess, in the 1940s. And one of the distinguishing features of the Tucker is that it has a third headlight in the middle that was actually attached to the steering system, so it would turn with the wheels to help illuminate your way around corners. And that didn't catch on at the time, but there are a lot of cars now that actually will do something like that, illuminate lights on the side of the car to help illuminate around corners at night. But that third headlight gives them a very distinctive, memorable Tucker appearance. This beautiful Mercury Cougar. For a while, I didn't think there were any Cougars in the collection, but I just had missed them because it's so big. They were down a side quest. Yeah, dual Gia. I think this is a custom body car. I'd have to go back and look at the description plate. I just thought it was beautiful. I wanted to get some video of it. And I thought, yeah, the logo was just gorgeous too. Here's the Firebird section. Just so you can see like the whole history of the Firebirds laid out from one end to the other chronologically. It could be so useful if you were like an automotive historian, like, you know, this would be an important resource. There weren't a lot of 1950s American cars. I guess I didn't see it, like shoebox Chevys weren't like a major feature, but you got this Pontiac, 57 Pontiac is more or less the same as a shoebox Chevy, 57 Chevy. But with badge engineering. Oh, and then they had a whole row of judges. They almost had a majority of the Supreme Court. This is how many judges they had. Yeah. A red judge and a silver judge. And a white judge. Oh, and then the Spider, the C8 Spider. This is a cool one. Apparently, Spiker did have a Formula One team, but they had to cash out of it before I started paying attention to Formula One. But this car is pretty beautiful, and I really, can't get enough of this machine-turned dashboard and the shifter with all the exposed parts of the linkage. And then I love these round taillights, and that's Spiker logo. Then you got the Saleen. They're most known for their Mustangs, but they did make individual cars too at one point. You got this Lamborghini. I like the older Lamborghinis better myself, but they had a whole series of them. I didn't get enough photos. Here's an Espada, and you can see one of their SUVs over on the side. The Countach, that's my favorite. I really love those cars. Not very practical, but so gorgeous. I don't know if I'd ever actually like to own one, but it is beautiful. Oh yeah, and then I went back and got some more pictures of these Shelbys, the convertibles. I really love this yellow color. I mean, the other one's pretty good, but this yellow is just gorgeous. It kind of knocked my socks off. Anyway, that's about all I've got. I appreciate your time watching this. Appreciate the folks, the brothers who put this car collection together and then let me have a chance to come in and look at it. Whoever you are, this is really cool stuff, and thanks for making it available to folks even in a limited way. And hopefully you can get an opportunity at some point to come see these cars. And let me know what your favorite car was. Let me know if there's some things you wish I'd gotten better pictures of, and if there's any trivia you got. Thanks.